FloKnows!
Who cares?
My bad. Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is my reaction to the UFC on ABC. Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr. And since I'm late, I'm sorry. I've been on a birthday over the weekend and I just returned and watched the fights, rewatched the fights, and yeah, now I'm ready to talk about him. Let's start with the first fight of the night. Oh, FloKnows28, of course. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, something like that. I really would appreciate. And now we go into the first fight of the night. Here we go. We had the heavyweights, Hamdi Abdelwahab versus Muhammad Usman. The first round was exactly as I predicted the fight to be, Muhammad Usman being very stiff and Hamdi Abdelwahab landing on occasion, looking smooth. He actually wobbled Muhammad Usman a couple times in the first round. The second round, all of a sudden Muhammad Usman starts to land and throw more. And Abdelwahab becomes tentative. He becomes scared of getting hit and he doesn't do anything anymore. In the third, Usman even rocks Abdelwahab late, but his stiff style stops him from getting a finish. He's really... Muhammad Usman is powerful, but he's so unorthodox. I guarantee a seasoned striker would have his way with him, no problem. But Hamdi Abdelwahab himself had nothing for Muhammad Usman, and that's why Muhammad Usman got the unanimous decision in the end. Let me just quickly do this correctly. How about now? How about now? All right. We move on. Next fight of the night, we had the flyweights, Tagir Ulanbekov versus Azat Maksum. I went against the grain and said I was predicting Maksum to win. And I wasn't disappointed by his performance, to be honest. Maksum defended all the takedowns and controlled distance in the first. I gave him the first. In the second, Ulanbekov starts to wear it a little bit, but he lands better. A big scramble resulted in nothing, actually, because first Maksum was on top, but then got reversed, but neither fighter did any damage to the other one or threatened with submission, so nothing gained. In the third round, it was somewhat a phone booth fight with, I thought, Maksum landing a tiny bit more. Not by much, but just a tiny bit more. In the end... Oh my god, it's again... I'm sorry. I did not change it for everything, but I think now we should be good. I think. I hope. Here it is. It was a 2:30:27 and 29:28. I accept that you could give close rounds also to Ulanbekov. But a 30:27? Really? You should not be a judge. You should not be a judge. There was no 30:27. To me, it was a 29:28 for Maksum. But I would understand if it was a 29:28 to Ulanbekov because there was a couple of very, very close rounds. But to give all the rounds to Ulanbekov, that's weird. That's weird and it was wrong. We move on. We had women's bantamweights. We had Irina Alexeyeva versus Claudia Sigula. And I thought that In the first, Alexeyeva landed a couple of wild shots, but Sigura was just a little bit better technically in the first, and I gave the first to her. The second was a lot closer, and I thought Alexeyeva stole it in the end of round 2 with big shots landing. In the third, Sigura rocks Alexeyeva and dominates from top position for the rest of the round. And yeah, somewhat cruises to a unanimous decision in the end. We stay in the women's bantamweight division. We have had Melissa Mullins versus Daria Železniakova. And yeah, Železniakova showed that she improved. She started very strong, but I thought that in the first, Mullins came back strong with counters and a big submission attempt at the end. I gave the first round to Mullins. In the second, they both actually landed a couple of shots, but Mullins seemed to take them better until a kind of weird jabby body shot dropped Mullins, and that was the moment I gave the round to Železniakova. So in my book, it's 1-1. Last round, all to play for, and it became a bloody war, I have to say. They were both exchanging hard shots, but I thought that Železniakova again lands a little bit more, which is why I gave her the unanimous decision. And the judges agreed for once with me and gave it to Železniakova as well. We move on. Middleweights, we had Ismail Naurdiev versus Park Junjong. Where are we? There we are. Naurdiev, I thought, started with big shots and he landed a lot, but Park came back hard. I thought it was a little too late to steal the first round. In the second, there was a situation where Park was clearly grounded, and Naurdiev still threw a hell of a knee to the face. And Park went down, was a little bit rocked, but that was a moment where the referee immediately went in and did the right thing. I thought he gave him 2-point deductions for that. I thought that was a little bit weird. I don't disagree with taking 2 points for a hard foul, but the first reason was he was a grounded opponent and you threw the knee. The second reason was that he got cut. That's not a reason for a punishment, a higher punishment. You should make sure that the judges do not judge the damage done from that situation, yes, but a cut is not a foul. In that it was a foul causing a cut that does not warrant a second punishment, I would say. I did not disagree with taking 2 points, but the reasoning was weird. I thought in the second round, Park still won the round with top control in the end. And in the third, he did the same thing. He just controlled from top and he got the unanimous decision. But here, we had another weird situation because all judges gave Naurdiev the second round. And I have no idea why. It wasn't like he was dominating until his foul. And after the foul, he got dominated himself. How do you score the round for him? I don't understand. Many judges the UFC is paying right now people that are not really familiar with the sport and still judge it. Makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. But all right, here we go. The right fighter won. Park Jun-young deserved the victory, and he got the victory in the end. But yeah, little weird judging along the way. We move on. Here you see it, unanimous decision for Park. Last fight of the prelims, we had Ko Seok-hyun versus Oban Elliott. Most surprising fight to me of the night. I did not expect Ko to be this good. Ko mixes his judo and striking beautifully. And I thought he handily won the first round. Weirdly enough, Elliott kind of initiates the grappling exchange in the second round. Yeah, and of course ends up getting reversed and defending multiple submission attempts from Ko, who actually dominated round 2, in my opinion. Could have been a 10-8, but I thought 10-9 would suffice. In the last round, it went even worse for Elliott, and I gave it, that one I gave a 10-8 to Ko. Let me check if anyone, no, they did not give a 10-8 on that performance. I don't understand. Elliott couldn't do anything in the third. He was completely outmatched. I did not expect I would see Elliott that way, and I hope he's gonna bounce back with the right adjustments in training camp, so a performance like this doesn't happen again. Because I think that Elliott is a really talented fighter, but Ko showed all the holes possible he found. Yeah. And that's why he got a very well-deserved unanimous decision victory in the end. To me, the best and most surprising performance of the night. We move on. Main card. We had, in the featherweight division, we had Muhammad Naimov versus Bogdan Grad. And that fight started really fast-paced and was really entertaining, with Naimov rocking Bogdan Grad really early, who then starts to transition into grappling exchanges to survive. But I actually thought his grappling was successful enough to warrant giving him the first round. The second round was another very close one, with, I thought, Naimov getting better shots in, but the relentless pressure on the grappling attack gave Grad the second round as well, in my opinion. In the third, they both had some top control time, without any real danger on either side. But I thought that Naimov landed more in the third to win the third. Yeah, so in my opinion, this should have been a 29-28 for Bogdan Grad, bouncing back nicely after getting dropped early and hurt very badly early. And yeah, he rallied impressively, I thought. But the judges saw another story and they gave it to Naimov. At least it was 29-28, so they were just wrong by one round, in my opinion. No, it was not a robbery. I understand how you could see round 1 or 2 going to Naimov. I had the third going to Naimov anyways, even though it was also a very close one. But all 3 rounds were very close, so no robbery here. But I thought Grad did a little bit more. We move on. Lightweight division, we had Nazim Zadikhov versus Nicolas Mota. And boy, that was the fight of the night. For me, for sure, that was the fight of the night. These guys came out firing. Mota hurt Zadikhov bad in the first round and almost finishes him. I thought that he hurt him with a body shot, actually, and then tried to headhunt, and that cost him, in my opinion. Zadikhov was almost touched by the referee to signal that he was TKO'd, but at the perfect timing he pulled guard. He was before that he was grabbing his ribs and he didn't like the pain he had to endure, but he then pulled guard and initiated a grappling exchange, which saved him in that round. He then got back up and hurt Mota himself. And he then dominated the rest of the round, and I thought actually it was enough to steal it, in my opinion. In the second, Salikhov took control of the stand-up, and he did hurt Mota a couple of times with big shots, and who was looking like a bloody mess and showing incredible toughness throughout the second round, until right at the end when Salikhov lands clean, and then he got, what did he get, a KO? A TKO? He was not that cold. Alright. He got a TKO for Salikhov. Great performance by him. Mota showed a lot of toughness and also striking skill, so not a bad performance by him, but a loss nonetheless. We move on. We had the lightweights, Tofik Musayev versus Muktikbek Orolbay. Yeah, that fight I watched on the flyby. It was just a complete and utter domination by Muktikbek Orolbay. He was just grappling the living hell out of Tofik Musayev, who came out a couple of times, who scrambled to his feet a couple of times, landed a couple of good strikes in there, but Orolbay's answer was always another takedown, and he got a lot of them. And he ends the fight with a submission right at the end of the second round. No, in the first round, he wins by Kimura. And you saw the moment he grabbed he had his grip secured, you saw in Musayev's eyes that he was in pain and he should have tapped right away. I'm serious. If you feel like your shoulder's gonna pop any second now, you should tap, because why would Orolbay stop at that moment? There's no reason. And you do not have, I remember how it feels if you have shoulder problems, and as soon as someone is in that position, you do not have strength there. So you are rather weak, and it's rather easy for him to do the last bit of breaking. So next time, please tap quicker, otherwise you're gonna lose your shoulder like Minotauro. We move on. Heavyweights. Last heavyweight fight of the night, Curtis Blades versus newcomer Rizvan Kuniev. And in the first, I thought that Kuniev landed a couple good shots, but Blades outvolumes him in the first and wins the first round from that. In the second, Kuniev showed a lot of nice head movement, quickness, and a good takedown defense in general. And that's why I gave him the second round. I also thought during the second round that Curtis Blades looks like he is not able to see anything out of his left eye, which I thought was very, very worrisome. In the third, it was very, very close, with Blades controlling minutes of clinch time. But Kuniev, whenever he got out of those situations, he hit Curtis Blades with big shots. But I thought it was not enough volume to win the third round, so I gave the third round to Blades again. In the end, Curtis Blades gets a split decision because one judge gave another round to Kuniev, but two agreed with me, scoring it for Blades. There's one more thing I want to say about it. Yeah. I thought during the fight, Blades looked completely gassed. He didn't look himself, but later he said that he popped his knee in the first round. So maybe that's the reason. But I thought Kuniev looked gigantic. next to Blades, who's usually a huge heavyweight. But he didn't look big next to Kuniev. So he might actually be the real deal. I might have crapped on him before, but he might actually be the real deal. We'll see in his next fights. For now, we move on. Co-main event of the evening, we had the lightweights, Rafael Fiziev versus Ignacio Bahamondes. I was afraid this was going to go this way because Bahamondes had problems with power punchers and Fiziev is a power puncher. It was very, very slow paced at first. The feeling out process went kind of the entire first round. I thought that Fiziev landed a little bit more harder shots. So I had Fiziev winning the first. In the second, I had Bahamondes winning the stand-up exchanges until Fiziev started to wrestle. My God, I can't speak today. And that stole him the round, in my opinion. I thought Bahamondes did enough first, but then he got taken down easily, by the way. No takedown defense at all. He pulled more guard than he got taken down. He did more on the takedown to himself than Fiziev did to him. Yeah. And it cost him the round. Third round was the best for Bahamondes. And still, Fiziev, in my opinion, could have stolen it away at the end with more wrestling heavy attack. I gave the third to Bahamondes. So it was a 29-28 on my card, but the judges disagreed and gave him a unanimous decision, 30-27. I think 3 times, yeah, twice. 3 30-27s towards Fiziev. I thought a 29-28 would have been fair, but what do I know? We move on. Main event of the evening. We had Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr. I thought it was a patient start from both, and I liked the leg kicks from Jamal Hill in the first round. I thought they were really bothering Khalil Rountree, and I thought he landed a little bit more cleanly. He looked really, really confident. His facial expression was really, really confident, while Rountree always looks the same, a little bit tentative. And the second was all stand-up to the first. I thought because of the more clean shots landed by Hill, I gave him the first. In the second, it was all stand-up, but Rountree chopped that leg down from Hill, and Hill stopped throwing leg kicks entirely. He just stopped. I gave the second round to Rountree for just landing good leg kicks, and the rest of the stand-up was kind of even, but Rountree starting to land more power shots than in the first. In the second, we had 2 knockdowns for Rountree. Outside of these knockdowns, he kind of cruised a little bit and didn't do much, but still won the third round handily. In the fourth, there was a thought that came to mind. The thought was that Jamal Hill looks dangerous the entire time. He looks really, really dangerous, but he does nothing. He doesn't do anything with it. He looks like he's about to pop you, and then he hesitates. It's a good thing that he can retain that dangerous look, but for that to be effective, you have to put out some danger as well, not only look dangerous. So Rountree landed a lot of big shots in the fourth and got it done to me in the fourth. In the fifth was the fourth or the fifth where Rountree had another knockdown. I'm not sure. I think it was the fourth. In the fifth, Rountree just controlled the round, controlled the distance, and landed a little bit more. So I gave him the fifth as well, which resulted in a unanimous decision for Khalil Rountree Jr. I think there was a couple 50-45s. Yeah, 50-45s. I agree more with the 49-46 because I think that Hill did enough in the first to warrant that round. All right. So far, so good. Now we look. Oh, those are my picks still. Let me check. Let me just quickly change that one. It's not my picks. It's results. Here we go. And now we have to move my visage a little bit so you can actually see the results. All right, we do quickly a rundown. We had Muhammad Usman in the first fight of the night gets a unanimous decision against Hamdi Abdel Wahab. Tagir Ulanbekov wins a unanimous decision against Azat Maksum. I thought Maksum won, but moving on. Claudia Segula, another unanimous decision against Irina Alexeyeva. Daria Zhelesniakova, unanimous decision against Melissa Mullins. Park Jun-yong, unanimous decision against Ismail Naudviev. Ko Seok-yun, another unanimous decision against Oban Elliott. Mohamed Naimov. Oh my god, there's another error. I'm sorry. Here we go. Mohamed Naimov, another unanimous decision against Bogdan Grad. I thought Grad did enough, but close fight. It's okay. Nazim Zarikhov, a TKO against Nicolas Mota. Muktikbek Orolbay, a submission against Tofik Musayev. Curtis Blades, a split decision only against Rizvan Kuniev, the newcomer. Rafael Fiziev, a unanimous decision against Ignacio Bahamundes. And Khalil Rountree Jr., a unanimous decision against Jamal Hill. Those were the results. Let me check if I'm positioned correctly. Yes, I am. I have to say, this fight was not the greatest. We had 12 fights, we had 10 decisions, a couple of rather boring ones, a couple of really not that professional athletes who can't go for 15 minutes hard. No, it was not the greatest card. Was it good, talented people? I mean, Ko Seok-yun showed that he's really talented. I thought that Azat Maksum showed that he's talented, as did Tagir Ulanbekov. They both had a good fight, even though, in my opinion, Maksum should have won it. What else? Nazim Sadikhov looks amazing in lightweight. So I'm really excited for him, for his future. I'm excited for Rizvan Kuniev's next fight because I think if he does not get a top 5 heavyweight like Curtis Blades, he has a good shot of winning his next fight in the UFC. I would love to see Ignacio Bahamundes start a little bit quicker, be a little bit more confident in his own striking ability instead of eating that many shots from dangerous fighters. Khalil Rountree Jr. had an amazing performance, and Jamal Hill had a very tentative performance. So, yeah. I would say in general the fight night was okay, entertainment-wise. Like, if you have like bad, okay, and good, it was like right here. Just a little bit above bad into the okay territory. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I didn't like the judging. Did not like the judging. I think there has to be something has to be done about this judging. It's just not bearable anymore. That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll make the next video probably on Thursday for the upcoming UFC event. I probably won't be able again to make an immediate reaction video to the fights because I might actually be working overseas and my starting time is right around the upcoming weekend, so we'll see if it's possible. All right, that's it for now. See you guys. Please consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, see you in the next one. Have a good one. See you guys.